On today's episode of Building the Baddest New Edge on TikTok and Winning Drag Week, we're building two cars at once. We're building 14 cars at once, and we're doing great at it. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the build series, we're working heavily on Chris's Fox body right here, LS swap, single turbo, 98mm. We're supposed to have parts that come in today, but of course UPS, they got stuck at the hub, so they're not coming in until Monday, so we're not working on this. We're supposed to finish the turbo kit today, not doing that. So we're back over here on Hank. This is my personal car that I was building to be pretty sporty, go out there, 4-second street car, driving around. LS swap, twin turbo, we did the turbo kit on it. I come to find out LS Nasty is actually kind of like a fab shop. We do fab, wiring, plumbing, chassis setup, tuning, racing. That's pretty much what we do. We sell parts. We do everything else but build the chassis ourselves. Oh, we sell t-shirts. Sell a shit ton of t-shirts. Look at that. Look at how badass t-shirt. Matt burned a hole in it right out the gate. Look at this badass. Turn around. Let me see it. Bam. You guys, 4th of July is coming up. If you guys aren't wearing that shirt, you live under a rock. So here we go. I'm going to give Matt the camera. We're going to give a little run down on what we got going on here.
Whoa, this thing feeling a little heavy here. 4 points.
Is that over?
No, I think we're good.
Is that over 5 pounds? We got a rear mount radiator. Matt fabbed this up yesterday. Matt also did the floor structure in here. So we lean heavily on Matt. I'm like would you say I'm like the ultimate helper? You're like, hey, get that, and I bring you the wrong thing.
I mean, ultimate is...
That's a big deal. I'm the helper. So, got this radiator. I know some people are saying, hey man, that's not a badass radiator. Hey, you can get no badass fans on there, but Matt has taught me the amount of volume of liquid in this. When you do the rear mount, you don't really have to have like the most badass radiator ever. Good set of fans, decent radiator. You have a bunch of flow. Good
airflow above it. You know, and then also we're going to build the surge tank style up front, and you won't have to worry about any kind of air in the system.
So we're going to cap this right here. We're going to put -16 bungs on these, and then we're going to have AN lines going all the way up front, like Matt said, to the surge tank. So it should be very nice. We got the fuel tank in place. It is ready to bolt to the floor structure. We're going to add a battery mount over here. We'll be doing that today. We got 2 fuel pumps, which we're going to add here, which will be nice somewhere in this area. This is our general area of where we're going to run the fuel lines. Let's see, what else? Oh, street car, so we have to have transmission cooler. In the bumper, we had this kind of like dead area right here. So look at that, how good airflow right through the little fog light bezel. Yep. And this will keep the transmission cool. We're not doing a pit cooler or anything on this car, 100% street car. We're just gonna hook the trans cooler up there. And you know, it sucks when you're in between rounds. You can't, there's really no way to cool the transmission unless the car is running. So you kind of get caught in one of those areas, but we're not gonna be racing this as like competitively and heavily as our race cars. The Fox body, we're going to want to race it heavily, especially doing the drag week stuff, especially being able to turn it around quickly. So we're gonna have provision to run the trans cooler that's in the car and a pit cooler separately.
Yep, so I'm gonna do a line and a check valve setup, so that way whenever you hook the trans cooler up, it's gonna push fluid through the trans cooler that's on the car and through the pit cooler. So you have double coolers. Yeah,
people don't understand what the trans cooler stuff. Once you shut the car off and the pump stops pumping, the transmission cooler, there's no flow going through it. So you can, like, I see some people, they turn the fans onto the transmission cooler.
You're cooling that down and that's it.
There's no fluid going through it, so.
Yep. If you have to do that, the best way is turn it on, let it run for like 3 or 4 minutes, suck the heat out of that, crank it up for 30 seconds, do that continuously.
Yep, but we're just gonna, we'll keep an eye on it, and I think it'll be good. So we got some fuel pumps here.
Bam. Those don't look like Most Plus.
Not Most Pluses. I might have lied to you guys a little bit.
We initially thought we were gonna run the Most Plus, and which we could, but packaging wise, reliability wise, having less fittings, it just seemed like the MagnaFuel 750 is, you know.
Which means, should I sell my Most Plus fuel setup?
Ooh, 4 Most Plus fuel rail. Have you ever showed anybody that?
Yeah, no, they've seen it. It's a billet fuel rail set up to hold 4 Most Plus fuel pumps. It'll flow just as much as both of these pumps here. See if I can
packing peanut of.
This is the worst here.
That's the forbidden candy.
What did I lose? Only 2? That's not bad. Oh, 3. MagnaFuel 750s. I've used these pumps before. They're very reliable. They're a good pump. Both of these are flowing like just at 6 gallons a minute, but this is one thing that's important, and we're gonna get a little tech on you guys here, but it's important that you guys understand this. Electric fuel pumps, okay, they're pretty good, but they are like the shittiest mechanical fuel pump outworks the hell out of any electric fuel pump. These cannot handle the base pressure and the fuel pressure that you can run on a mechanical fuel pump.
Any pump, as pressure goes up, flow goes down. So electric pumps, when you start getting into like 70 pounds of base, trying to maybe stretch your injectors a little bit farther, your pump flow really goes down. And it's really hard on the pump too, so you get a lot of like the air motive, the 10-gallon pumps and stuff. People try to run them at 100 base. Well, you're not supposed to run over 100. So
the issue is, now when you talk about base pressure, you set on your regulator at idle what the base is going to be. So like on our mechanical fuel injected stuff, our mechanical pump EFI stuff, our base pressure is 95, 90 pounds of base pressure. That's a lot of base pressure. Now when you run, 50 pounds of boost on that, add that 50 to the base.
Yeah, you're 140, 150 pounds going down the track.
So you got a lot of fuel pressure. Something like this, if you're going to run 50 pounds of boost and you're at 60 pounds of base pressure, this pump is not going to want to make that kind of pressure.
Yeah, it will, but it's just really hard on it.
Well, or that's when your flow goes from 6 gallons a minute.
Yeah, really, you need to. You don't want to go much over 40, 5 pounds of base. If you're running, I don't think anybody's that's running 50 pounds of boost is going to be running that kind of electric pump.
No, but the mechanical pumps.
Yep.
They're a whole lot nicer. We're going to be running a mechanical pump on Eddie Murphy, and solely just for that reason, because...
Yeah, cable drive, reliability. If we want to run on methanol, we can. It's one of those things with the fuel system, you buy once, you try once. You don't want to put a whole badass electric setup on it and go, man, I wish I had to spend a little bit more money or time. And honestly, cost-wise, I really don't think that the electric setup is substantially cheaper than mechanical.
No, it's really not. It really isn't. But it's just the mechanical pump. I will say from past experience, the mechanical pump stuff, it's scary because you gotta set up a belt, and you gotta have the proper layout of the fuel system.
Would you get one black and one?
I guess. I swear I didn't. Yeah, they sent one. They just sent me the wrong one.
Ooh.
This one's more expensive though.
Oh, did you get the non-black one?
Yeah, I just got the blue.
Check and make sure it's never been used before, and somebody didn't put it back in the box.
No, that box says it. Yeah, this one has BLK on it. I mean, I'm not complaining. This one cost a whole lot more.
Same pump, just
same pump, but
different
literally $30 more for black.
That's crazy because it's anodizing.
Yeah, they have to anodize it blue anyways. It's just that you pay to look at. All right, let's mock it up here. I'll stick it where I think they'll go, and then we'll let Matt stick them where he thinks they'll go.
We'll take turns sticking it.
All right, so hear me out. We build an L shape, right? Oh, dude, I got it right here.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, hear me out.
The wheels are...
There's smoke.
The car looks like it's doing a burnout right now.
There's smoke coming out my ears. All right, we need to still build something to brace this off of, right?
Yep.
So we'll come down, right? We'll build like an L bracket here, but then it'll go on a diagonal. No, I'm done. Dude. I'm done. It sounded way better in my head until I started speaking. It's like diarrhea just came out.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they both sat like... I'm gonna drop these. If they both sat like right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now that building them staggered is gonna be. There you go.
Yeah.
Because when you start building, I mean, you can build them symmetrical.
When you put them on the frame rail.
You could do one way up there, and then one. It flows the other way, doesn't it? Doesn't the pump?
It says outlet.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. I guess it does.
See, I'm big electric fuel pump.
Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking.
Yeah. This right here would be like
not it.
A whole lot of.
What if you? All
right. Mount one like that, and then one on the bottom.
Ho! We are onto something. All right, big
the only thing I don't like about that is
you can smoke with rubber.
Yeah, because you're gonna be. You guys can see.
All right.
Yeah, right in there, and then right in there. Oof. Yeah, I'm starting to
like that. Yeah, I like that. And then just do self-tapper to death.
I was just gonna weld that bracket to it and then just fold it.
Even better. That's even better. That's more permanent than a self-tapper. That's the shit right there. Oh God, you guys don't understand though. Whenever we weld something, Matt gets the angle finder out. He's gonna be plumb bobbing the fuel pump mounts. I mean, hey, listen, I can't talk shit because in the end, the finished product is nice, but I'm like, stick it up there and tack her on. All right, so here, you can take one. It's your max weight limit. Oh. All right, so here, hold it up there. Let's see what we got. But you're not worried about the lines being close to the fuel pump or the rear end?
No, it's gonna go up, like suck it and zip tie them up against the inner roll bar bracket right there.
Okay. The good thing with using the Brown and Miller lines is they're so flexible.
Yeah. No.
So what are these outlets? Is that a 6 in and 8 out?
No, I think it's 8 and
8.
8. No, it's 8 and 10 maybe.
Is it? So we're gonna Y both of them together into a
single 10.
Single 10.
Yeah, I think it's 8 feed and
10 out.
Yeah.
They really put those in there.
No, it might. No, it's 8 out too.
I know my electric fuel pumps. Big electric fuel pump guy here. Big electric fuel pump guy.
Strong hand can't get it.
All right. What else we do? Oh, we ordered.
What size are the tank?
10s. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do
10 feet, 10 line with just an 8 reducer on it. Noah, what do you think? Noah, big drip.
Well, it's ORB, so we can just go 8 ORB to 10 ORB on.
What do you think, fuel line wise? Do you go 8 or 10 AN?
Definitely 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do 10?
Because it's like a girl. She ain't a 10.
All right. We're gonna have to cut this off right here.
I guess it's time to get to mounting, welding, sticking. We're actually making great progress. Got our drive shaft ordered. We found the car rolled absolutely terribly. There's something wrong with the rear end. So I have a new gear. It's got a 410 gear in it now. We're gonna go to 370 gear, and there's just something wrong. The car, it just needs to be gone over real quick. We'll go over the rear end, make sure everything's good. If it needs new bearings, put the bearings in it. I'm gonna go over the.
So we're gonna do all new everything.
Yeah, and then we're going to mess with the front end a little bit. Order drive shaft from Strange. Got that ordered up. Strange yoke on the way. Really kind of getting down to it. Once we get this stuff done, drive shaft in there, fuel pump stuff mounted, then it's really plumb and wire.
Yeah, plumb and wire.
Mount shifter, install seats.
Yeah, we need to take the trans out.
Oh yeah, because we do have, this is like a big issue for me here, the way our shift linkage is run. Now we can run with the shift linkage down, but then I think it's got to come in from the front if we do go with the shift linkage on the bottom. You know what I mean?
No, I mean mine's bottom is reverse. Yeah, it's reverse manual, so like mine's mounted on the bottom, comes in the rear.
So then we should be all right.
Yeah, depending on your shifter. If your shifter goes in, we just need to check the shifter.
Yeah. B&M Pro Bandit Stealth.
Reverse, yeah, set up for reverse manual.
Yeah.
It should be okay in the bottom.
Awesome. We got a Cameron's converter in here. We'll bolt that up. Get a oil filter on there. We got to get the right crank sensor in here. No, we already measured it. It's bare minimum.
Okay, yeah. We'll go in first.
Explain to the people why you said ooh.
Oh, I thought it was already against the pump all the way, so we would have no converter pull out, which would lead to thrust issues.
Which seems to be, I feel like most people have thrust issues because they don't get that part right.
That part, or they don't check your converter charge pressure. You know, that will wreck a motor in a heartbeat.
So we're going to just keep plugging away here, get to welding, see if we can get these fuel pumps mounted up, go through some of the other parts we got, and get plugging away here. I don't think a lot of people understand how much thought goes into these builds, but sometimes we'll just look at them or hold stuff up in different places. I know, like when we were mounting the turbos on my Colorado pickup truck, we probably held them up in different positions for about 2 hours until we finally found a place where we think they'll work. Over here with the fuel pumps, we just removed the radiator. We're looking over here. We have to run a pre-filter. We have to run a post-filter. This was going to be a short run here. Wasn't really going to work. So now we're going to stick them over here, right? So above the radiator, as you can see, Matt cleaned off this spot right here. We're going to run one up here, one on the frame rail, and then that will give us enough room to come down here, 90 off. We'll have both pre-filters here. Then we'll go to the pump. We'll Y it together and then run one post filter. 1-10 line will supply this thing with enough fuel that it'll ever need. But it is -10 here. pump inlets are -10, pre-filters are -10, so it's going to work good. So it's going to be -10 everywhere, Y's down to single -10. I'd say there's a huge reeled in, huge misconception with fuel line size in this industry. Everyone's like, need to have -12, -16, -20.
Yeah, you gotta think how much power we made on the Black Sheep -10. We
Yep.
went 420s -10.
We upgraded to -12.
The rails are -12. I mean, even like Slick Rick, you know, we're gonna be -12 on it. The -12 flows an insane amount of that kind of pressure, because you got to think.
Everyone just it's monkey see, monkey do. Everyone's like, hey, you need this.
If you're on the 85, so your fuel volume, you know, methanol is going to use, you know, 30-40% more fuel volume than the 85. So if we can do that on methanol, you sure as hell can do it on the 85. And gasoline, most definitely. You could probably make 1,800 horsepower or more on the 85 on -8.
Yeah. I mean, everyone just there's nothing wrong with going bigger, but you could save some money, sizing, packaging, everything be a whole lot smaller. So Matt's gonna weld this up there. He's gonna make this modular bolt-on bracket, non-modular.
Yeah, I mean, we could drill it and bolt it.
That's such a pain in the ass, though.
It really is. So,
just weld it
but I'm
up.
not gonna weld it. I'm gonna tack it up there good, and then once we do everything, then burn everything in final. That way, if we do want to move it, it's just cut one tack, break the other one off, we're good to go.
All right. So what are we doing? So we move the radiator. So the radiator sits here. So this will be up behind it. Any concerns with heat coming off the radiator to the fuel pump?
Not really, and plus all the heat's going to be going down because our fans are on the bottom. So
awesome. All right. Well, we'll get to work. All right, guys, here we are building the baddest new edge on TikTok. What do you think?
possibly Planet Earth.
Planet Earth?
For some people, that is TikTok. It's their life.
I hear you. All right, I bet you guys are saying, hey, man, where'd you guys put the fuel pumps? There's one. There's the other. Hidden. Packaging. Everything. We're going to have our fries that cross your eyes. Tough to beat that location.
Yep. So
We're early going over here. We jumped the gun going over there. We didn't think it through.
Well, that's one of the things. Like, you know, we thought about it, held them up there, started fitting, looked at other options. John pointed out, you just run everything. Fuel line, feed and return down this side, cooling lines down that side. I'm glad we mounted the transcooler up front because it's just another thing you'd have to package back here.
Yeah.
But we can come straight out of this. Filter's mounted to the rear bumper. Going in, Y block up there, maybe underneath the car somewhere, and then straight into the filter.
There's plenty of room here where we can cross, like between inside the frame, like inside to outside, mount our fuel filter there, and then you're just running it up and back. So we're gonna do a mix of vibrant fittings, lines, Brown and Miller fittings and lines, depending on what all we're doing.
A little bit of everything. So
yeah, it looks good. Fuel. I mean, we're really just knocking down the things that have to be mounted. Next up, we got our ICT billet battery hold down. We use these on everything, guys. It is very, very important, especially after the wreck that Matt just had that he can't remember.
what wreck?
Tell him how important it is to make sure there's no unsecured anything in the car.
Oh yeah, when you're mounting something, make sure that thing is mounted, because the amount of force that thing has, a 30-pound battery turns into a 600-pound battery, and it ripped the mount straight out of the bad apple. I mean, just straight out.
And that was very securely mounted.
Yeah. So.
The catch can burn down tank.
Yep.
Doesn't really have much weight, much mass.
Like 2 pounds.
But in that wreck, it was so violent it ripped itself out of the floor. Had one bolt holding it in.
Yep.
So when we mount this battery, we're going to be sure we mount it somewhere secure, somewhere safe.
I need to look in the trunk. What I'm going to try to do is mount it here if there's enough room, and then drill down straight through the floor or the frame rail right there and catch maybe right through there, so I don't have to drill all the way through. But we'll figure out a area in there we can mount it. And
standard 12-volt battery, nothing crazy. This car over here is going to get a AGM excess power 12-volt battery, but any of the Group 44 group, oh, I'm losing it again.
It's hot. Heat
hot.
stroke.
End of the week.
End of the week.
Any Group
Wait,
34 batteries.
Today Friday?
Today's Friday.
Wow.
I know, right?
Anybody that works a lot, they just know there's not weekends anymore. There's just
Work days.
There's just days.
How many more days we got? Yeah, it's how many more days we got.
So, alright.
That looks good here. Are you happy with it? Is it time to burn them in?
I probably wouldn't.
Burn them in until we're running fuel lines?
It takes literally, like, if you get a rush welding stuff out, it takes literally no time to weld it out, but it takes a whole lot of time to cut it out. So
yeah, I agree with that. I guess we'll wait till we start running lines.
Yeah, mock it up and go, man, let's move it down 2 inches or up here or sideways. Or
yeah.
Who knows, might just be like, let's put a mechanical on it.
Stop. No mechanical. I gotta draw the line somewhere. Hot ass day in the shop here, getting stuff knocked out. Matt on light duty, getting some stuff knocked out, so we appreciate that. Everyone, it's great to see Matt doing a little better. Some of you guys sent some more candy.
No, I'm gonna have to go back for diabetes, but I really do appreciate it. Everybody sent me some stuff, and everybody's reached out. It means a whole lot to me. Carter family, some of you guys that send stuff Amazon, I wish I knew who sent it, so like do like a memo or something, because it just comes from Amazon.
And then we have like piles of it, and
yeah,
a bunch of candy, a bunch of different people sent candy and stuff, so we appreciate that. And we're glad Matt's doing better.
Yep. So next time, like I said, if you can, like diesel fuel.
Hopefully there is no next time. Well, you gotta go back to the hospital one more time for an ass whooping.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait till Matt gets back 100%, and then we're all gonna come over here, whoop his ass, and then after that it should be smooth sailing for you.
Yeah.
So we got the fuel tank. Everything is ready to be bolted up there. Battery, everything's ready to be bolted up there. Radiator in. Fuel pumps in. Transcooler in. We're
a bunch of stuff ordered. That's another thing. A lot of people don't realize. Like, there's sometimes we spend
an entire day.
The entire day. You know, you're looking, ordering parts. You're ordering from all these other people. You're trying to figure out where you can get them from. You know, figure out how you're gonna run stuff. Hey, you need this, you need that. How you're gonna build it. So there's a lot of other stuff than just working.
The videos, it kind of pisses me off a little bit. I will say it pisses me off a little bit, because we spend a lot of, all of the work that we do to go fast at the track is done in the shop, and everyone watches the videos when we're out racing at the track. Obviously, yay, they're cool, they're fun, we're going fast, that's great, but that is the payoff for all of the time and the effort and money spent here. So when we do these videos in the shop working on stuff, they just don't get good views. I get it. It's not like we're not out there racing or pulling wheelies or anything, but this is what gets us to do that. And without the work here, the good work that we get done here, we wouldn't win races, we wouldn't go fast, we wouldn't set records, we wouldn't be gapping fools. So this right here is like what we're doing today. We sat down, ordered a bunch of parts. We went to the track last night. We woke up this morning, sat down, ordered a bunch of parts, looked at the car, did a bunch of stuff with the layout, trying to figure out where we could package everything, installed some stuff, found out we needed to get some more parts. Some of the parts that we got didn't show up. Some of them that showed up weren't right. Had to get the right one sent. So it's like,
yeah, call and try to get a dry shaft. Nobody has material. You call somebody else, they don't have it, you spend, you know, an hour hunting that down.
It's tough. It's part of it. If you guys are building a car, you'll understand. For those of you guys that don't have cars like these, they're not building them, I could say it till I'm blue in the face. You don't understand until you're in here. It's 100 degrees in here, working on stuff. Stuff's not fitting. It's hard work, but it all pays off in the end. So if you guys can, go down and click that like button, go down and hit that subscribe button, see if we can get to 150,000 subs and keep rocking and rolling. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, comment, like, subscribe. We got some badass builds coming, making good progress. Hopefully it's a little bit cooler next week. We'll get some more work done, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload.